guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about some Wes Montgomery changes. Wes was, obviously an amazing player, probably the most influential player in jazz. He was a 50s and 60s guy, played with all of the greats really, except for Miles Davis. I always wished that he made a record with Miles. I think that would have been an amazing 50s records or early 60s record. But anyhow, he was known for a couple of things. One of them was his octave playing. A lot of times he did this like three-tiered method on soloing. The first tier would be single notes, so he'd play his regular sort of lines, that sort of stuff. Then he would go into sort of the octave, do the octave playing for a while, which he was really known for and amazing. But then he would do this chord melody stuff, and he was really beyond astounding, and that would oftentimes be the third tier of his playing. And I'm going to talk you through just a Wes Montgomery style chord melody playing. Now, chord melody, the whole key to it is hearing the melody notes and knowing the chords that you're supposed to go to. It can get very, very, very complex. You hear guys like Joe Pass who were just masters of it. Tuck Andrus, who's beyond unbelievable at it. He gets like bass lines and chord lines and melody lines all at once. But the way that Wes did it a lot of times is he would have like he often took like simple themes and turned them into these really incredible musical moments. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to just go through the key of A minor. So I'm going to start off in this A minor 7th chord here, and I'm doing just a simple like as a background underneath it. So if I took some chords out of this chord melody, what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to just go straight up the A minor scale. So I'm going to start from the A note, B, C, D, and E, and I'm going to put a chord on each of these. Now, 3 of the chords, A, C, and E, I know are my A minor 7th, and G actually, are my A minor 7th, so I'm going to put A minor 7th chords on those chord tones. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to do G, C, E, A, and then A, E, G, C, then C, G, A, E, and then E, A, C, G. Those are the inversions of my 7th chord. Now, you can actually do a lot with that. So if I just play this, it sounds pretty cool. I've got a lot of stuff that I can do just with those inversions, learning the inversions. So that's a good first step for this minor chord. But the second step is I'm going to put in diminished chords. I'm going to just make it really simple. And I've got the diminished chord off of this B note here. So if I'm going up the scale, I've got the B note, and I'm going to make it into a diminished chord. And the reason I'm going to make it into a diminished chord is it's almost like an E7 flat 9. And this chord walks up every 3 frets for the exact same chord. So all of a sudden I've got all these fill-in chords. So if I start off with this A minor 7 chord, and then I go to, I'll call it G sharp diminished chord, but it's got that B note on top. So G sharp, D, F, B. And that's probably a good thing just to practice to start off with. Okay, then I can go up to my A minor 7, the root position 1. And then I'm going to go with a D on top. I'll do a B diminished, which again is the exact same shape as this one. So B, F, G sharp, and D. Okay, so now so far I've got this. And then there's my A minor 7. And that's if you ever hear the song Mr. PC. So you hear that sound, really beautiful sound, and that works great. Just knowing those will take you a long way on this. So I'll just fool around with this. right, you hear I can go a long way with just those notes because I'm basically just taking my melodies and whatever sort of melody I want to make. You hear how it's really cool sounding. All right, now I'm going to extend this just a little bit. Once I get up to here, I can go up to the diminished from D, D, G sharp, B, and F. And that'll take me up into this A minor 7, E, A, C, G. Now, I don't love that one ascending. I actually sometimes will play this like chord that doesn't make any sense. D sharp, A, C, F sharp. So I just like the sound of that a little bit better. But you can fool with it, do both directions. And I actually use this one more if I'm coming down. I'll do that A minor 7, D sharp diminished, D diminished, A minor 7. Listen to how this sounds. Rush it a little bit, but you get the idea of what I'm doing there. Really, really great stuff. All right, so then you can just sort of take, make your melodic choices based on those chords. That takes you, by the way, all the way back up to this chord. You could play this G sharp or F diminished with the G sharp note on top as well. All right, I'll just sort of fool with it. You hear how cool that sounds. Very like West jazzy type of thing. And basically then I'm just taking whatever melody I want with those note tones, and then I can put the chords around it, and that really makes and you can see how like you can use this in all different minor iterations. If you know those, then you've really got the chord melody down for that particular chord. Now you need your dominant chords, your major seventh chords, but if you're doing Mr. PC or something like that, these chords will work for all of those. When I go to the D minor chord, then there's my there's my chords for the D minor chord. So I've got the same sort of iterations of the minor on that. So hopefully you mix that and you put in some single note stuff or some octave stuff, and you can sound pretty jazzy with a pretty simple exercise. So anyhow, I hope that helped you. God bless until next time.